Hello and welcome to HealthyHouseplants.com, where we teach you all about gardening in the great indoors. If you'd like to support our show, please use our Amazon affiliate link below. Today we are looking here at a Peperomia, beautiful plant. I love these plants. They are so easy to grow. They are also known as radiator plants because they are so easy to grow. Also, they do like warmth, and they do like to lots of light. So hence the name radiator plant. A lot of times radiators are near windows, and it's obviously warm there as well. So the genus Peperomia includes about 1,000 species, but only a few of them are cultivated extensively for indoor growing, like this one. And this one is the Peperomia obstifolia, and which means oval leaf Peperomia. And the cultivar for this one is Golden Gate. So it's pretty. It's got the gold around the green here, lovely foliage, as you can see. So even better that it's easy to grow, and it has beautiful foliage. There are many other varieties of Peperomias. So they have different leaf sizes, shapes, colors, textures. Some are heart-shaped, some are bright green, some are variegated like this one, spotted, marbled, striped. As a matter of fact, it's kind of sometimes hard to differentiate that a plant is a Peperomia because it doesn't look like other Peperomias. So very wide class of plants that do really well as house plants. They're very slow growing, so they tend to just kind of move along slowly as they grow, so don't expect a lot of big growth. So whatever size you're getting, consider that size, it's going to be that continue to be that size. And a lot of them only get to be a certain size as well, even in maturity. So so how to keep these beautiful plants looking really good like this, nice and healthy and happy. And go through the various cultivation tips that you need to know. Okay, so light. As mentioned, the Peperomia do like a bright light. They are from the tropics and the subtropics, so they do like they do like some nice light, and that would be medium bright, I would say. So if you do have a window such as a southern or eastern window, they will do really well in such a window. Northern windows tend to be a little too dim for them, and western windows can burn their foliage because, as mentioned, they are from the tropics and subtropics, so they do get a lot of light, but they a lot of times don't get a lot of direct, really harsh light because they are growing in the understory of things like the jungle and forested areas in the subtropics. So what you want to do is provide them with full spectrum lighting if you don't have either A, sufficient light, it's too dim, or B, what light you do have is too harsh. Then pull them away from that harsh window and give them full spectrum lighting. Full spectrum lighting comes in all shapes and sizes in terms of bulbs. It can go into just about any fixture nowadays, and full spectrum lighting simulates daylight, so it's perfect for indoor growing, and it will really make your plants healthy. So even if you say during the certain times of the year, especially with an eastern window, you get a lot more light or a lot brighter light, a lot longer light, then other times of the year, supplement with the full spectrum the times of the year when it's not, when the days are shorter, as they are in the winter months. So depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so the So the lighting, so as long as you give them nice lighting, they will be happy in that regard. Watering. So these plants, they don't really like to dry out, but they should not be kept overly moist. So you want to water them when they're about in the 4, so approaching, what I like to call approaching dryness. So the 4 on the moisture meter, the first inch or so is drying out, but not completely dry. And so that approaching dryness, and as mentioned, don't, like most houseplants, don't over water them. When they're still moist, do not water them. Wait till they are approaching dryness and then water them. Remember too, though, in the winter months, they will drink much more slowly, as all of your houseplants will. So you will be cutting back on watering generally, unless they are on a radiator or near a heating duct, and then do keep an eye on them that they aren't drying out too quickly on you. So humidity, as mentioned, they are from the tropics and the subtropics. So if you tend to live in a dry area, you do want to give them some additional humidity, humidity tray. I have videos on increasing humidity that are very helpful. So especially if you start to see browning around the whole plant, outer leaf of the plant, then that is could be an indication of low humidity. So if that is the case, go ahead and give them some additional humidity. Feeding them. So as mentioned, they are slow growers. They don't need a great deal of fertilizer. They do like a well-balanced fertilizer. So an organic is good. I do have a product, my Green Gourmet Houseplant Food, that is perfect for them because it is it gives low source of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So that is a great thing to include, or something like that, an organic with a low NPK that won't burn the leaves, because as mentioned, even though these leaves are thick, they can be affected by things like over fertilizing and salt buildup in fertilizer, which happens with the chemical fertilizers. In terms of how often you want to fertilize these guys every 3 to 6 months. So as mentioned, they aren't real heavy feeders. You can use either a granular or a liquid fertilizer for them. And I would suggest doing the fertilizing for them in spring, and again, mid to late summer. And if you would like to put in another time in the year, you could do mid-fall, but that would be the latest you'd probably want to fertilize them. Temperatures. As mentioned, they are from the subtropics and tropics, so they really don't do well with cold weather, hence the name radiator plant, the common name radiator plant. They do like to be kept on the toastier side, so you would ideally not want to go any lower than about 60 degrees with them. And so ideally 70, 75, 80, which is easier said than done at certain times of the year. But between 70 and 80 is a perfect range for them. They will thrive in that range. And obviously things are going to change for certain periods of time. So if you have the 3 months in the colder months, but you keep them as warm as possible, they're still going to be okay. They are fairly easy to grow plants. As mentioned, they don't grow that quickly, so you won't have to repot them that often. You want to keep the 2/3 plant to 1/3 pot ratio with them, and so only repot when they actually need it. And that is it. Oh, except for they will occasionally get mealybugs, but not very often. They're a nice plant in terms of being pretty pest resistant. The problem I see more with them is root rot. So if you keep the watering correct as mentioned, you won't have any problem with that. So that is it for these lovely plants, Peperomia. Thank you for stopping by today. Please leave any comments about any indoor gardening tutorials you'd like to see. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And please check the bell if you'd like to be notified when new videos are released.